Hello, hello. We're going to get right into it. You're going to need a foundation piece. You're going to want to shove that as close to the tree as possible without having any clipping issues later. If you want to test that theory, just build a wall up and put a roof on top, see if it clips. If it does, keep going. You're going to want one of these angled wall pieces and then an angled roof. Go ahead and replace that with a flat version. You don't need the rustic greenhouse, but I like it because it creates this little grid pattern. As you can see, I deleted that little angled wall piece. You don't need it. Do not delete that foundation piece. It's Bethesda. It gets a little bit funky sometimes, so I try to just leave it on if I'm doing a upper build like this. You're going to build out a little base like this. Now it should look a little something like this. Your tree obviously is going to be a little different, and your placement might need to get adjusted to get those to clip all around the tree, but it should look like that. Next, you're going to need one of these free place walls. If you don't have a blueprint for this yet, go get one. There are tutorials everywhere. You're going to want the one with the walls facing in, the door, and the wall facing out towards the rug. That is going to be vital, just because if these are placed incorrectly, it gets a little bit funky. So essentially, you are placing two walls on one roof tile. It's going to be kind of like right in between that tile that is butting up against the tree. And now you want to make sure that those roof pieces are clipping, and then you can go ahead and start kind of placing them all around. Now, a big part of this is that little angled wall piece that's going to go all around. You're going to have 4 of those angled wall pieces. Those are going to be giving those support beam kind of look underneath the tree with those angled roof pieces. So you're going to want to just kind of keep going all around, and with those angled pieces, you might need to replace some of those other wall pieces and kind of fix that angle. Realistically, I should have, but tutorial. I'm not going to worry about getting it super perfect for a build when I'm not planning on keeping this camp. You should have something that looks a little bit like this, and then you're going to go in with those roof pieces. Now, you're going to want an angled roof piece. You want to make sure it's facing away from the tree. So you're going to want to give that 2 clicks, flip it around, and you want it facing like this. That is going to, when all of those roof pieces are all around the tree, it gives this structural support. Even though it's not actually structural support, it is visibly. So once you have all this going, you're either going to need a flamethrower or the wrecking ball perk card right there. My favorite way is wrecking ball. It's a little bit easier. Just go through, destroy those roof pieces, go back up, and keep going until everything is angled away from the tree and you have everything fully covered. It is a little bit of a process. You are going to be doing 3 layers of roofing like this. The last one, you don't have to destroy it, thank goodness, but it's a little bit of a process. Avoid the urge to repair these and keep them destroyed. It's going to make your life easier. You're going to go in, you should have something that looks like this, but as soon as you have that, go in with half wall pieces. I'm using a different color so you can kind of see and separate. It's dark. I'm sorry, Bethesda. Days and nights. And you're going to go in and do this again, but this time, don't worry about inverting the pieces and just snap them on. You're going to go through and do the entire thing, and this is going to become a floor. You can use it if you want. We will not be in this build. Once that is all done, you will want to destroy it, and that's because these walls will not flip with that roof on like that. Go ahead, go back in, destroy, destroy, destroy. And as you can see, those walls snap. You need them facing outward, so you want that inner wall facing the inner wall. Be really careful. If you put these on without doing that, you will not get them off. You will need to scrap the build. It's a whole process, which really is one of the problems of building on those roof tiles. So as you can see, I'm just going through and I am shooting things down. I did end up repairing that just because I needed to do something else, but keep going. Get that roof on, place, destroy, over and over and over again. It gets easier. You have like these kind of pieces. There is a tricky one. So this one will not clip angled, but it will clip flat. And so if you do kind of hit a tricky spot with the tree where it's not wanting to clip in, there's sometimes a workaround. You can try different roof pieces too. Now you're going to have something like this. Now our next step, we are going down, we are destroying these bottom walls. Destroy, destroy. Wrecking Ball is an amazing perk card for this. Did I blow through ammo a little bit? But it's fine. So you're going to do those bottom full walls and those top middle half walls. Now you should have something that looks a little bit like this, looking more like a treehouse. You can go through and scrap those bottom wall pieces. Should look like that. But as you go in, you'll notice you can't actually scrap those half wall pieces. But with Bethesda, there's always a little bit of a workaround. See, get that kind of warning. So you're going to repair this, flatten it, and then you can remove that. So repair, once again, flatten, and then you can remove that half wall piece. You're going to go around and do the entire thing. Do not try and skip that middle roof section. If you don't have it, you cannot remove the half walls. Warning. And now you can, like I said, use this as a floor. You're kind of getting more of that like treehouse look, and you can see those like under support beams and all that. But I don't like how it looks all clippy. Even using any other kind of roof piece, it just gets a little bit clippy. And I like the idea of having a little bit of a porch system around my treehouse. And I also like this kind of double wall on the side look because it gives a little bit more room when you're, oh, sorry for my funky camera work. It gives you a little more room on the inside to play around with. You'll notice you cannot place doors on this. Don't worry, we have a fix. Throw a little roof tile on there, remove that door, and then you should be able to do one of those free place walls that we had and we did earlier way down at the bottom to get everything started. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky to place, but I believe in you. Just make sure it's facing the right way. If you cannot get it to place correctly, try a different blueprint. But you have a functional door now. Now you're going to go through, you're going to delete that flooring of roofing if you're going to be using a actual wooden floor panel. Now, this handy little trick I have is I clip that little foundation piece onto that foundation piece we had before. Use a little half ramp, another foundation piece, and then you can go in with the stairs. And that's going to raise it up just enough where it actually hits as a floor. Now, depending on what roof pieces you end up using for those bottom inverted pieces, you will have a lip coming up. So you'll either have like a little bit of a floating wall or you'll have a little bit of a lip that goes over. I prefer a look where you're using a little bit of a lip. So just kind of rotate through your roof pieces and once you get around to replacing and see which one you want to use for your final build. If you are having issues building inside of this treehouse, once you get all the flooring on, go ahead and replace those bottom support bracket roof pieces into flats until you finish building inside. That way, any kind of roof piece, as you're seeing that little ridge around that bottom of the wall, it doesn't end up clipping through. Now, I recommend using one that kind of clips through a little bit. I just think it looks a little bit better and cleans up the build. You can go ahead and remove all of this now. You're in the final stretch. I know it looks fast, but it's a bit of a process. You can leave a big porch. You can make it smaller. You can also move the door if you want to, just to show that you can. But in the end, you will have a treehouse. Fully functional with floors that you can replace and design however you want.